Now joining me here in the studios is Tara Kangarlou. She is a global affairs journalist and also the author of The Heartbeat of Iran. Tara, great to have you here in the studios with us here on TRT World. As someone who was born in Iran, how are you looking at these developments?
First of all, I consider myself a reporter, right? So I look at it from a journalist's perspective. But what I will share that I think resonates with so many Iranians outside and in the diaspora is people are feeling the way that someone would feel outside of a surgery room of their loved one. Stakes are so high, you have no idea what's going to happen, and your heart is beating at all times. Because the Iranian people, nearly 90 million of them, do not want this war, did not want this war, and consider themselves stuck between the hubris and arrogance and aggression of Benjamin Netanyahu's government, and quite frankly, the futile program of the nuclear program of Iran, and the oppression and brutal stifling of the Iranian government that they've experienced throughout the years.
When you say that the Iranian people, they don't want this war, does that perhaps indicate that the people in Iran basically want their government to agree to any deal that's being imposed on them by the United States or Israel?
So I've been speaking to a lot of Iranians on the ground. At this moment, they don't want war. They want the bombs to stop. Now, would that mean that they care about their government? They care about their government's longevity? They could care less. What they want and what they have been asking from the international community is that we want to belong to the world. We want to come out of isolation, and we want to live with peace, security, and progress. And that has been something that they've been robbed away because of the behavior of their government and the regime, and of course, the political agenda of the United States and Israel alike. So right now, as we're speaking, as strikes are taking place over Iran's airspace, Iranian people want a stop to this all. What comes next, we have to see.
Indeed, the situation remains fluid. A new barrage of missile was launched by Iran about an hour ago towards Israel. So certainly the next few hours are going to be extremely crucial. Now, Tara, you said you have been speaking to people within Iran right now. What are they telling you about the situation on the ground?
Absolutely. First of all, let's put things in perspective. 4 days since the Israeli airstrikes took place, over 400 people have been killed, innocent civilians. The number of those injured are in the hundreds. And again, ordinary men, women, children who are bearing the brunt of this war. And I cannot emphasize, they don't want any of this. They are angry at both sides. They just want to stop at it. I just got off the phone with someone in Tehran. They actually live outside of Tehran, a major cosmopolitan that has a population of 14 million. So when people in Iran, and also you asked me about people Iranians outside, when they hear comments from Donald Trump saying we require and we want Iranians to evacuate Tehran, how do they feel? The anxiety and the mental health toll on the everyday Iranian is unfathomable. So many people have tried to leave the cities. It's extremely difficult to move because of the traffic. Some roads were closed, some roads are now open, but we're talking about 14 million in Tehran alone. So it's quite tense. Again, earlier, the neighborhood that I grew up in was hit. The places that are being hit are residential areas, very similar to Beirut. Tehran is an extremely dense city. So it's very difficult to hit a building and avoid hitting civilians. So people are nervous, the anxiety is high, and they just want an end to it.
Not just civilian infrastructure, Tara, but also military infrastructure,
Absolutely.
Nuclear sites. And as we were talking, we were playing pictures of the attack that took place yesterday on Iran's state television. Now, you and I, we're both journalists, right? Of course, I have my opinion about this strike. But again, we're talking about Israel. Israel has killed 200 journalists in Gaza. Israel, I think we can say that with a lot of confidence now, does not respect international law. It has violated international law time and time again. and now you have an attack on Iran's state broadcaster. What are your thoughts on this?
The Iranian people, if you talk to them, they view the state broadcasting as a propaganda leg of the government. And because of the categorical resentment of the public toward the regime, I would say the feeling that you and I would feel perhaps of such attack against a network or a news agency is somewhat differs than that of the Iranian people. And again, these are the nuances that exist within the Iranian society, which really speaks to the tragedy of it all, is that Iranian people's resentment of their government is so high that when they hear the generals or this military official or so on and so forth has been eliminated and killed, they actually don't feel remorse or sadness. They are just extremely devastated that they are caught in between, right? As far as the National Broadcasting Building, again, to put things in perspective, that building is in the middle of a very busy area. You have shops there, you have different businesses there, you have wide roads where people be driving. One of the stories that I read earlier from an Iranian newspaper said that a driver, he was just there to pick up an employee. He was killed. So innocent people are caught in the middle of are being caught in the middle of this chaos. And last thing I would say, though, was a symbolic gesture, right? A strike against a national television office and establishment is very symbolic because, you and I both covered the falls of dictatorships around the world, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya. The national television is usually the first that is being occupied by the occupying forces.
In a situation of a coup, for example, the first thing to be attacked is the television. Very quickly, Tara, my producer is asking me to move on because we have to cover other elements. I understand there's a huge divide when it comes to the Iranian public and the Iranian government. Yes, they do not see eye to eye on many critical issues. If the Iranian public today could talk to decision makers, what is the message, in your view, you think they would like to send it to them, the Iranian public?
Stop the war, stop the hostilities. We deserve so much more, and we have grievances that we've been expressing for years and decades, and the Iranian people feel that the West never paid attention to them, but only engaged with the government whenever it benefited their interest rather than the interest of people.
Tara, thank you very much for joining me here in the studios. Really appreciate your taking out the time. Thanks a lot.